What is the saddest album on the internet? Giles Corey? Carey and Lowell? F sharp, A sharp, infinity, or however you say that? Oh, no, 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 no. That's some pussy shit right there. You see, with the help of YouTube, I have the answer for you right now. Okay, let me start at the beginning. One day I was scrolling through my recommended tab on YouTube and saw this flashy thumbnail that read, "This album will break you." And so of course my interest was piqued. So I watched this video, and it's on an album called Everywhere at the End of Time by The Caretaker. This album, or project really, explores what it feels like to have dementia. The whole project is split up into 6 different albums, each demonstrating a different stage of dementia. I'm just going to skip the rest of the explanation, because you can find that in another video. I will link it in the description. But let me warn you, do not be tricked by the clickbaity title and thumbnail, because I assure you this album is not sad at all. It's actually quite hilarious.
I gotta make a disclaimer, so I don't make anybody mad.
Now, quick disclaimer, I don't want anybody to think that I'm calling dementia hilarious. That thing's a bitch, I'm sure. I can't imagine knowing somebody with that or having it itself. I'm not making fun of dementia. That is a horrible mental illness, whatever it is, disease. I'm not making fun of that. I'm just making fun of this album. So if anybody out there, you know, just don't go dislike bombing this video, because if you do so, you're just a dumbass.
Esta cosa estan jodidamente largo o Dios mio.
Once you actually go and look up this album, probably the first thing you'll notice is the length. Holy shit, this thing is 6 hours long. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, baby couscous, 6 hours isn't that long if you split it up. Well, of course you're right, but according to the instructions, you're supposed to listen to this album in one sitting. Let me put this into perspective on how crazy this is. Suppose your friends are scheduling a get-together at the park on some sunny day, okay? And so they ask you, "Are you free to go to the park on the sunny day today?" And he's like, "No, sorry, I can't. I'm listening to the 6-hour-long album that makes you experience dementia." Yeah, don't expect a call from those friends anymore. The music sucks. After you're finished gawking at the length of this album, it's finally time to listen to this thing. And let me tell you right now, it's nothing special. Honestly, it's just old-timey music edited to have grainy sound effects and distortions. You're better off rummaging around your grandma's old record collection and playing whichever vinyl looks interesting. I do like the vibe and aesthetic of these parts. Fuck, I said aesthetic, what is wrong with me? But this old-timey sounding music only goes on for the first 3 parts. The 4th part gets absolutely disgusting. Parts 4 through 6 are literally just noise tracks. With these parts, you might as well glue your face to a staticking TV. Keep in mind this goes on for roughly 3 hours. It's honestly annoying. Another thing you'll notice is the cover art, or cover arts really. These things are gross as hell. You'd probably find something like this in a motel room covered in some syphilis-riddled stains. But I want to focus specifically on the cover art for part 6. This thing is absolutely hilarious. I mean, seriously. Cardboard with painter's tape wrapped around it. It looks stupid. Okay, now I'm done making fun of the album itself. Now I'm going to move on to the people reviewing this album. These people are babies. They seriously can't listen to this thing without crying. And they're proud of it. Seriously, grown-ass men pissing and shitting themselves over a song. It's crazy. So people are crying because in the final stretch of this album, there's an angelic choir that sings, and it's just really cheesy and feels out of place. And it just doesn't make sense because this is supposed to be what it sounds like to have dementia, but you can hear an angelic choir. I mean, I don't know, you might hear an angelic choir when you die. I haven't died yet, but that's besides the point. The point is just this feels out of place. Now, I could understand crying at the end of this album if this were about someone with dementia rather than just the disease itself, because I mean, it's sad that someone dies, and therefore crying is a perfectly fine response to that. But this album isn't about a person dying, this is just about a disease, and there's an angelic choir at the end. So crying really doesn't make sense. And this ending was really predictable. You could see it from the start. And in my opinion, it was just really poorly executed and cheesy again. And in my opinion, a much better way to end this album would just to stop it. Stop it in the middle of a track. It would be just like death, abrupt, I'm assuming. Again, I haven't died, so I wouldn't know, but just stopping the track would be a much better ending. In conclusion, I don't hate this album. I'm just being very critical of it. There are definitely aspects which I do like. This project is very interesting, and I respect the research the caretaker put into it. This project is also sobering, to say the least. It made me cherish every moment I have with my grandparents and older relatives, because you never know when they're going to get dementia or die. Anyway, moral of the story, call your grandma, ask her how she's doing, it'll make your day. Goodbye, I love you all.